Well, good morning, guys. It is the 17th of June, 2020. We're sitting here in Ripley, Tennessee, getting this load of railroad ties off, and then we're going to ease on over here to Blytheville, Arkansas. The GPS is showing us 63 miles over Blytheville. We're in Newport. So as soon as our guy gets these ties off, we're just going to get on out the road. It's a beautiful day out here, as you can see, just nothing but blue skies as far as you can see. So let's get in the truck here shortly and get on up the street. All right, guys, so we're here in Blytheville, Arkansas. We got the coil picked up. It's a single coil. It weighs 42,470 pounds. So the way I load this coil is shotgun with eye to the front and the back, as you can see. Now, you're supposed to calculate 75% of the loaded weight. So 42,470, I think it's 31,852, something like that, just under 32,000. So what I opted to do is I put 4 chains on it. 2 chains are going crisscross. In other words, from one side of the trailer to the other, front to back. So that counts for the full working load limit on that chain of 6,300 pounds for each one. Now the other 2 chains, they go from one side into the coil and back to the same side. So I think the way the loss is written, you can only count half the working load limit on that one. So we got essentially 63,000 or 6,300 pounds of working load limit times 3, plus I put 3 straps over the coil. Those each have a working load limit of 5,400 pounds. So that gives me a working load limit of 35,100 pounds on this coil. So we're well within spec of what the DOT says we need to have working load limit on this coil to haul it. Got obviously it's sitting on coil racks, and then beveled lumber, and then I've got rubber friction mats sitting on top of that. So the coil is sitting on top of the friction mats, and then the beveled lumber, and then of course the racks underneath that. So we got a little over 300 miles to go down to Woodstock. The way I planned this trip yesterday was we're just going to take our time. So all we got to do is just run on out here to I-55, and then we'll ease on down to Memphis. And then when we get down to Memphis, we'll go through and catch 78 and head on down to Birmingham, and then of course I-20 on down to Woodstock. I haven't looked to see yet if there's parking at the customer down there. I'm planning on getting it off tomorrow morning first thing. So I just think about it en route this afternoon, where exactly I want to stop this evening. But mind you, I do have my next load already lined up out of Birmingham, going up to Hendersonville, Tennessee. A little short hop, 211 miles. So we really don't have to push it on this load and the next load either. So I'll tell you what, it's a beautiful day out here. It's awful dusty. We've had water trucks going by it every few minutes. You can see where they've been keeping the dust down on this gravel lot. So I gotta go around here, and I gotta scale the load and get my bill lading. And then once I do that, of course I got my bibs on right now. You gotta have all your full PPP to go into these steel mills. So once I get out of here, I'm going to shed all this PPP and go back to my t-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops. That's my riding attire of choice in the summertime. So let's get over here and get this load scaled out, get the bills, and get on down the street, guys. Be about time for lunchtime after that. So we have a pretty good run today, guys, from Blytheville. So now I'm parked up down here north of Columbus, Mississippi. I thought about going on into the receiver this evening, but then I thought, nah, I'm not in really that big a hurry. The next load I got lined up, supposed to load out of Birmingham tomorrow, going up to Hendersonville, Tennessee. So I'm not really in a hurry I got plenty of time. So basically, I thought, what's the rush? I'll just park up right here and get me a good night's sleep. After I got loaded in Blytheville today, I stopped off at the Love's truck stop just south of Blytheville, Arkansas, there on I-55. I walked into the restaurant, and I went to order my meal. She said, "Sir, ma'am, we can't serve you." And I said, "Why?" She said, you don't have a mask on. I said, well, I don't need a mask. I said, well, have y'all changed your company policy? Because I've been to plenty of other Love's truck stops, and nobody's ever said I have to have a mask in order to be served. I said, nope, it's the policy of our county health department now that you got to have a mask to be served. I thought, what the heck is going on here? So I went back to the truck and I called the health inspector in the county there where Blytheville, Arkansas is, and I actually spoke to her, and I gave her a piece of my mind, by golly. I told her, I said, what sense is it in making somebody have to wear a mask just to order your meal? And she said, no, sir, you have to wear a mask to order your meal, but then you can sit down and take it off and eat your meal, but then when you get done eating your meal, you have to put it on before you leave. I told her, I said, this is just plain stupid. I said, you people don't have a clue in the world. I'm telling the health inspector that. I said, you people don't have a clue as to what's going on here. I was upset. I said, I drive a truck for a living, and I keep a few things in the truck, but I don't keep a hot meal. And I said, I depend on stopping at a truck stop to get a hot meal. I said, how healthy is that when I can't even get anything to eat that's decent around here? That was my rant for today with her. I was not a happy camper. So I think this country has just lost its mind, collective mind, that is. Politicians and the business leaders have. Heard a story today about how General Mills wants to do away with the Aunt Jemima brand. They think it has racial overtones. The original Aunt Jemima, who was born in 1834 as a slave, took on the sponsorship of Aunt Jemima in 1890. And she was actually very good at it, and she became one of the first black people in the United States who was a millionaire. And yet, so I think that's something to celebrate. So many crazy things going on in our country right now. I just don't recognize the United States of America right now. About all I got for today, guys. Tomorrow we'll ease on down to Woodstock and get this coil off, and then go get our lumber to head on back to Hendersonville, Tennessee. So for today, y'all have a blessed day, and stay tuned to another episode of Tennessee Trucker.